Hi, today I'm going to show you the process of creating my illustration. So now I can finally draw something just for myself again. I finally survived my university review and finished all my assignments. I decided to record this first video in English, even though it's not my native language, and it feels like those lessons from that creepy green oval aren't really helping me that much. Unfortunately, I didn't record the sketching process or the beginning of this illustration, but it looked something like this. At first, I wanted to make this illustration as a collage to submit it for an exhibition. I even managed to create a few paper elements, but at some point I realized that I wasn't happy with the composition at all. So I decided to start over and do everything digitally instead. In the end, I didn't manage to finish it before the deadline, so I couldn't submit it to an exhibition, but honestly, by that point I didn't matter that much anymore because I was already fully immersed in the drawing process. Usually I start every illustration with characters' faces, but I've started to think that this might actually be one of my biggest mistakes. If the face doesn't turn out the way I want, I lose motivation really quickly and sometimes even abandon the whole piece. So this time I tried a different approach. Instead of starting with the face right away, I began with the overall composition, and I feel like this helped make the illustration much more cohesive and balanced compared to my previous works. One of the most important things that helps me improve is constantly analyzing my process while I'm drawing. I feel like that's much more useful than just drawing without thinking about what you're doing. Another source of motivation for me is my classmates. I naturally compare my work to theirs, and I don't think comparison is always a bad thing. The key is to choose someone who is roughly at your level but slightly better. If you do it in moderation, it can actually push you to improve instead of making you give up. Another thing I'm currently learning is not being afraid to redo or delete things that don't work, even if it means going all the way back from a semi-final stage to the construction phase. And it doesn't matter how much time you spend on it. Well, actually it kind of does, but you get the point. And now I'll leave you alone with the speed paint for a little while. You can watch me render the illustration as it nears completion. And yeah, that's the final artwork I ended up with. I think for my current level, it turned out pretty decent.